guys, here's the deal. I'm exhausted. I've worked like 6 of the last 7 days. I'm gonna go out fishing this morning. I'm all jacked up to get out there. I haven't been out there in over a week. I just want to blow off a little bit of steam. I don't know about you guys, but for me, fishing is kind of a relief. It's a way to blow off a little bit of stress. So I'm excited to get out there and try a few things. We're gonna head out to Lake George today. Just tying on one of these Chatterbait Elite Evos right now. I don't know what's gonna work. I'm just looking to put a couple fish on the board and have a little fun. I don't really have any expectations today. I'm not gonna try to give anything away at this lake. There's probably, I think, 3 or 4 different tournaments that I'm gonna fish out on this lake this year, so I'm not looking to give away any secrets. Just gonna go out there and have fun, and we'll see what happens. Alright guys, well, like I had mentioned before, we're out on Lake George. I don't really have the juice out on this lake per se. I fished it a few times. I've had some decent luck. I fished out here in a tournament last year and I just, finished towards the middle of the pack. So I don't really think I'm giving anything away that anybody doesn't already know or that's not publicly available. The New York State Kayak Championship is going to be held out on this lake. In the fall. The goal is to qualify for that. I don't know if we will. It's pretty tough. You got to have a pretty consistent and solid year to qualify for that. We did it last year, did well in the state championship, but nothing is guaranteed, and my schedule is so hectic that I may not even be able to fish in all or most of the tournaments. So. saw that one on live scope. There's a bunch of crappie down there. That's a good crappie. Not what we're looking for, but big crappie. Holy crap. No, we're finding fish, just not the right ones. That's all right. It's a beautiful perch. Well, we haven't caught any bass, but I can't say that I'm not having fun. You know, we're using this live scope and I can see fish down there. This is a great lake for scoping. If you're somebody that likes to use something like this, you can see fish crystal clear. The water here is crystal clear. The return on the graph is just, it's great. You know, I can see all kinds of fish down there. I have no idea how to tell what's a bass and what's not a bass. I thought that crappie that I caught earlier, I thought that school was bass. Those looked like bigger fish on the graph, but you know, we're figuring this thing out. This is only my third time out with this thing. You know, I'm still figuring it out. Hopefully we can find some bass or find a school of bass and kind of get a little bit more familiar with their behavior and what they look like on here compared to you know, some of these other fish. That last school that we were just looking at where I caught that perch, I could tell that they were definitely smaller fish than the crappie school that we were looking at earlier. You know, but the proof is in the pudding. I mean, this thing, it works great. It helps you find them. I'm pretty happy with it. So I know that there are people that don't like this stuff. That's, you know, your own personal choice. You know, I'm not that great at fishing, so I got to use the tools that I have available to catch these things because I need all the help I can get.
So I don't know if we just hit a little feeding window here, or maybe all of a sudden we just started using the right bait. I mean, we're fishing docks with a Senko, so it doesn't really get any simpler than that. I am bleeding like a stuck pig. I mean, we are in a pocket. It could be that these, you know, the fish that are here are setting up, getting ready to spawn. I mean, it's still only 42 degrees, so it's, the water temp is 42 degrees. It's too early for that. There's another one. That seems like a better one. I could see how this habitat, this is good largemouth habitat, but right now there's not a whole lot about this that makes sense to me. Maybe I get a little bit of blood on the Senko, and that's our fish attractant. Well, we're heading back. I'm going to call that a pretty successful day. You know, I was just hoping to put a couple fish on the board for this year-long tournament. Water's still, at least up here, pretty chilly. It's like 41, 42 degrees. I think a lot of the fish are pretty deep still, although we did have a little bit of luck fishing in that marina. Tried to fish there a little longer and couldn't really make anything else happen, but, you know, I had a good time. So thanks for coming with me. The next couple of videos that we do will probably be preparing for our first tournament of the year, which is going to be out on Saratoga Lake. So I'm going to head back to Saratoga Lake and probably do a little bit of pre-fishing leading up to that. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, the season's just getting started and I'm pretty excited. You know, we're off to a decent start. We haven't caught anything huge. I think the biggest fish that we have so far in the year is like not even 19 inches. So but we're putting them in the boat and it's still chilly, so I think as the weather warms up, you know, we'll have a little better luck putting some more fish in the boat, and I'll see you on the next one.